Welcome to the most scuffed video ever. I'm recording this on the evening of the 29th, which means I'll need to edit it at an incredible pace in order to have it out for tomorrow. Sorry the visuals won't be much. Anyway, for those of you unaware, the Xenoblade 3 art book set to come out April 1st released early in some locations. Through this, people were able to get their hands on the book and post some pictures of it online. A few hours ago, the interview section of the book was posted. The quality isn't amazing, but I looked over it and I wanted to share some of the cool bits from the interview. Now, this isn't going to be a full breakdown of everything contained in the interview, and also please don't expect that this will be a perfect translation. This is just me reacting to what I saw, skimming things over, and then looking a bit deeper into the things that I thought were interesting. Of course, this will contain spoilers for Xenoblade 3 and Future Redeemed, so if you haven't finished those, or if you don't want to be spoiled on this book and would rather wait for the full fan translation to come out, make sure to click off now. If that doesn't scare you though, let's get right into it. Starting off, we have a question about the Black Fog being mentioned. Here, it is stated that the Black Fog was an omen of the two worlds getting closer together. This was speculated on by a lot of people, but it's nice to have confirmation of it. He also states that just like Shulk, Rex encountered something similar to the Fog King in Allrest as well. Of course, this could easily be implied by the answer before, but it's nice to have an outright confirmation. It also leads to a bit more speculation, which is nice. Anyway, that said, we get to the biggest piece of information that I think most of us were waiting for. I wasn't expecting a direct answer from Takahashi, but he straight up just confirmed that it is Logos in N's Lucky 7. I do want to go a little bit more into depth here because the wording in his answer is pretty interesting. Takahashi specifically stated that, quote, "The sword of the end that N has is Logos." Well, it may be better to say that it is Malos, though Malos is dead, or at least he's disappeared. Afterward, he mentions that he can't say why Malos is back. Yet. Lots to unpack there, but I'm just going to ignore the obvious speculation for the time being. The fact that he specifically went out of his way to mention that it was Malos in N's sword and not the Logos core is very interesting to me. There's a lot to unpack here too, but I don't want this video to be all speculation. Anyway, I can't wait to see how this gets elaborated on in the future. Moving down a bit in the question, we have Takahashi stating that Pyra and Mithra are Matthew's fists, to nobody's surprise. What he says next, though, I don't think a single person had ever speculated on or made a theory about. This, of course, is specifically regarding Noah's Lucky 7. Apparently, there's only one person in his sword, that being Fiora. It's obviously never mentioned once in-game, but it retroactively makes the translation we got in-game a bit inaccurate. Japanese is a bit weird with plurals, so I don't blame them, but knowing that each weapon only has one soul in it is something of note. Noah having Fiora specifically is certainly an odd pick though. Outside of her fan name of 7 to avoid spoilers, there really isn't much tying her to the sword, nor Noah for that matter. They were saving Shulk for Future Redeemed, and Melia was in base game, so I suppose that Fiora makes sense if you account for that in terms of important characters from 1. Alright, moving on, we have our last bombshell, that being about Riku's Datapon. There has been a lot of speculation about whether it's Riki or Kino. Personally, I was on Team Riki, and I feel so good, thank you Takahashi for confirming this. So, in this question, Takahashi outright confirms that Riku is Riki's son. No more speculation. Now, it would be nice if we can get some confirmation on Mithra's kid, even though we all know it's... That's all the big stuff I wanted to go over from the interview. I just wanted to make sure that this info could get out there ASAP, since it'll probably take a little while for the fan translation to be finished, considering we have to wait for the PDF next week. Anyway, thanks for stopping in, and if you want to see more Xeno content in the future, make sure to drop a subscribe. Thanks.